All right, yet another question about fitting the hood. So this is about the gap sizes a little bit more. I've got the hood inside the body and it's starting to look good. Jeff Miller mentioned to tape off the front and the back and then get your gap down the sides. And once you get those, once I got those close, then I tape the sides and then scribe the front and the back and try to get those gaps. So that's what he recommended and mostly what I've done. The front and the back wise, I've only done the front so far. And this is where my question comes in. So you can see the exposed fiberglass under the gel coat here. And I've got my gap, if it's a 3/16 inch gap, when you're up and down on it. But with that exposure and with the angle of the body, do I want to keep that, do I want to get this fiberglass hood also at the angle of the lip that it's matching? So what I mean is, this stir stick is at an angle and my hood is squared off when I'm sanding it. So do I want to have the angle as well in my hood, being that the gel coat is going to be, I guess, the farthest out and the inside is going to be the farthest in. I hope that makes sense. That's kind of why I'm going to stop sanding right now, because I've got a pretty good gap. I feel comfortable with stopping right now and not taking any more off until I get those answers. I went ahead and scribed in the hood using my grandfather's old, I don't know, maybe it's called a scribe, but putting it at 3/16 of an inch and then running it down the length of the hood, putting the groove in there. The reason it doesn't match up right now is because it's just a little off center, but that's where it falls right there. Went down all the way down to the sides and then hand sanded the hood. I didn't use any machinery because I was afraid I was going to take too much off, but I used this long boy. That's all 40 grit on there, and just tried to make long smooth strokes the best I could. And then around the radiuses I used this little guy with 40 grit as well, and you can see that I haven't gotten all the way in there, but I also haven't scribed this back side yet. Just kind of want to make sure I'm somewhat in the neighborhood of doing it right. So that's it. That's kind of the update of the hood. I think it's starting to look good, other than that fiberglass, raw fiberglass showing. But it's kind of, you know, it's not bad. There's 5/16 inch weather stripping underneath, so that it's not all the way down in the hole, as been mentioned on the forum, and that's helped. So there will be some rage that goes on there, but most part, even though you see that exposed fiberglass, it's in plane. With the exposed fiberglass, can you paint it like that or prime it like that, or do you need to put filler over the exposed fiberglass? I guess that's another question. So I'll list these questions in the post as well, but it's kind of what I'm looking at, and that's the progress I've made today. And that's probably going to be it for another week or so, working on the body and the car, other than what's done this weekend, but body wise, that'll be it for this weekend. Thanks.